So now I'm going to talk a little bit about a case study that we'll follow, which is the Ethiopia Land Administration to Nurture Development Project, or LAND. This project has 4 components. The first aims to improve the legal and policy frameworks at national and local levels. The second aims to strengthen capacity in national, regional, and local land administration and use planning. The third component aims to strengthen the capacity of Ethiopian universities to engage in policy analysis and research related to land tenure and train land administration and land use professionals. And the fourth component is to strengthen community land rights in pastoral and agro-pastoral communities to facilitate market linkages and economic growth. And this is really where we're going to focus our discussion today, on component 4. So the objectives of component 4 specifically are to promote the formal recognition of customary communal land rights among pastoral and agro-pastoral communities in Ethiopia, to demarcate and certify these customary communal rights in a selected set of pilot communities, to strengthen and promote formal recognition of community landholding and governance entities, or CLGEs, in these pilot communities, and to strengthen participatory land use planning in the same pilot communities. So there's really a package of interventions aiming to strengthen rights, strengthen land use planning, and strengthen governance at the community level in pastoral areas in Ethiopia. This component 4 pilot has a number of activities that include demarcating customary communal land rights, supporting the development of formal certification processes for those rights. So this is the government recognizing the rights of the communities. Training community landholding and governance entities, these are the CLGEs. Supporting participatory land use planning. Conducting public information and awareness activities to support all of the activities I've just mentioned. And also promoting productive resource use and resilience, which the LAND program actually achieves through a partnership with another USAID Ethiopia program, the Pastoralist Areas Resilience Improvement through Market Expansion Program, or PRIME. So you'll see some reference to that in the slides. I also wanted to highlight here some of the component 1, the legal activities that are related to the theory of change we're about to discuss. This program will also be supporting study tours and case studies to build awareness of customary rights and community land holding and governance entities in the pilot areas. The project will also support the drafting of regional regulations to acknowledge these customary land rights and also the customary community land holding and governance entities, the CLGEs. And the project will also support the revision of national legislation that recognizes pastoral rights across the country. And you'll see there's sort of a dual nature of our programming in Ethiopia due to the federalized system that Ethiopia has, much like the United States, where the federal government really sets the national policy and it's up to the states to determine policies and legislation specific to their state in respect to certain aspects of land tenure. So we're going to spend a little bit of time on this slide. This is a theory of change. So again, this is the diagram that we talked about earlier. And if you start from sort of the bottom of the screen, you can see that there are a number of activities that this project will be working on that we've just talked about. On the left-hand side of the diagram are the activities associated with component 4. So that's around land use demarcation, land use planning, and supporting representative, transparent CLGEs. And on the right-hand side, you can see the activities that are part of component 1 of this project. Moving up to the next level, you can see that some of the outcomes that we're hoping to achieve are related to informal land tenure in the pastoral areas where we're working, but also supporting that the rights and authorities for land management are delegated to communities in the areas where we're working. So this relies on government enacting policy at the federal and the regional level to recognize those rights and those customary land governance entities. Moving up to the next level, you can see that what we're really going for in terms of outcomes are related to formal land tenure and also increased productive use in these areas. And finally, at the development outcome or impact level, USAID is hoping to achieve increased economic growth and welfare in the pastoral areas where this project is working. So you can see a number of issues in this theory of change. Some of these boxes are things that are outside of the project's direct management control. They either rely on government actions, or in the case of the productive resource use, they rely on the prime project's activities. But we really need all of those activities and assumptions to come together to reach our ultimate goal, which is increased economic growth and welfare in the pastoral areas of Ethiopia. So we'll talk a little bit more later about how that affects the way we evaluate this program. But first I want to talk about monitoring. So the project-specific monitoring indicators that the land program has developed, again, augment the standard USAID monitoring indicators that we discussed earlier. And I just wanted to share a couple of examples with you here. There's indicators focused on outputs of the project itself, such as the number of stakeholders that have participated in participatory land use planning, and the number of pastoral communities with demarcated land rights, so the project itself can map the boundaries of the community's rights. But in terms of outcomes, in order for the number of communities to have certified rights, we need the government to actually recognize those rights. And so we have number of pastoral communities with certified land rights as an outcome indicator. Other outcome indicators are, for example, the number of households that are using improved land management practices. So this is sort of one step on the behavior change from their existing practices to using better practices. And then in the long term, the impacts we want to see are more related to household income and assets. And so our assumption is that by adopting better land use management practices and having more secure tenure, we will ultimately see changes in household income and asset status. So now that we've talked a little bit about monitoring indicators, we're going to move into how to design an evaluation of a land program, and we'll stick with this Land Administration to Nurture Development, or LAND program, in Ethiopia throughout.